Hey guys, and welcome back to a series that I am calling Flickchart Fights. If you don't know what this series is, we are using the website flickchart.com to come up with a list of the top 20 movies of all time. Based on two movie posters come up, you pick one, and you move on to the next pairing. If you haven't seen one of them, you can click Haven't Seen It. If you haven't seen either of them, you can click Haven't Seen Either, and then get a new pairing and continue voting. Last time we established this as our top 20, and we are going to continue rating movies in this episode. Up first is Spider-Man versus William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, the Leonardo DiCaprio version. I only saw that once, way back in the day, and it's standard Romeo and Juliet stuff. I mean, there's nothing really special about it. I didn't really like Spider-Man either, but Spider-Man in this case is actually better than Romeo and Juliet. So we're going with Spider-Man. Up next is the Da Vinci Code versus X2, X-Men United. The geek in me wants to go with X-Men, but the kind of person that likes the person in me that likes National Treasure wants to go with the Da Vinci Code. The Da Vinci Code was probably a better movie-wise, as far as which I liked better for more entertainment purposes. I'm probably gonna have to go with X2. Up next is Me, Myself, and Irene versus The Sixth Sense. I haven't actually seen The Sixth Sense, so we are going to haven't seen that one. Troy versus Me, Myself, and Irene is this actual battle now. I love Jim Carrey. As I stated in the last video, the Ace Ventura was my favorite movie of all time. I really hope it actually comes up on here. But Troy fits into the whole ancient Rome, ancient Greece, those 300, like that whole time period. I love movies set in that time period, and because Me, Myself, and Irene was iffy, I'm definitely going Troy here. Forrest Gump versus Gangs of New York. I have not seen Gangs of New York, so we are skipping that one. I did not see the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk, so we're going to have to skip that one. X2 again versus Forrest Gump. Again, same thing that happened before, X2 versus Da Vinci Code. Forrest Gump is a better movie. X2 probably provided me with more entertainment value, but I liked Forrest Gump more than I liked the Da Vinci Code. I'm actually going to go with Forrest Gump here. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets versus Batman Begins. I did not see Batman Begins, and I have to skip that one. Chamber of Secrets versus Goodfellas. You guys are going to shoot me in the throat with some sort of blunt object, but I have not seen Goodfellas, so we're going to have to skip it. Kung Fu Panda versus Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I was never really a fan of Potter to begin with. Like, I read the first 4 books, but then I gave up like 2 or 3 chapters into the 5th one just because I didn't care anymore. And the movies, especially the earlier ones, they're not as they don't. I don't want to say live up. That's not really the right term here, but comparing it to Kung Fu Panda, I had so much fun. Like, Kung Fu Panda fits right into my humor. Kung Fu Panda over Harry Potter any time. National Treasure versus Clerks. Clerks is a cult classic. National Treasure, like I said before, is one of my favorites. I'm going to go with National Treasure. For me, that's a no-brainer. Got Silence of the Lambs versus Spider-Man. Silence of the Lambs, great movie. Didn't really like Spider-Man, as I have said before. Silence of the Lambs it is. Big Daddy versus High Fidelity. I did not see High Fidelity, so we're going to have to next that one. Total Recall. I did not see Total Recall either, so we're going to have to skip that one. Hot Fuzz, another movie I haven't seen. This is going really well for me. Titanic. Okay, Titanic versus Big Daddy. Obviously, the better movie is Titanic, but Big Daddy is definitely my choice here. Memento versus Kill Bill Volume 1. This is like a battle of ass backwards movies. Like, ridiculously. Like, that's ridiculous. Okay. Memento, like, they're both good movies, but I think Memento is actually a better movie here. I mean, Kill Bill's got the awesome action and whatnot, but the way that the backwardsness of Memento was presented, I'm going to put Memento here. Office Space versus Jurassic Park 3. I did not see Jurassic Park 3. They're going to have to next that one. I did not see Batman Forever, so they're going to have to next that one. I did not see The Hulk, so we're going to have to next that one. I did not see Enemy of the State, so we're going to have to next that one. War of the Worlds, I did not see that, so we are going to have to next that one. Hellboy, okay. Office Space versus Hellboy. Hellboy speaks to the nerd, like with comic books and action and whatnot. Office Space was just plain out funny. It's definitely one of the better movies that's probably ever going to come up on this list. I'm going to actually go with Office Space here. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest versus Star Wars Episode 2. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the book. If this was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, the book, versus Episode 2, I would have to go with Cuckoo's Nest, simply because the book was phenomenal. The movie doesn't stay true to the book. There's a character that's supposed to die that doesn't, and there's certain things that happen in the movie that don't happen in the book, and there's certain things that happen in the book that don't happen in the movie, and I can't pick the movie version over a Star Wars. I can't. So Star Wars there. Rush Hour versus The Sound of Music. I did not see The Sound of Music, so we're going to have to next that. Rush Hour versus Fight Club. Way to break my brain, you stupid Flickchart. It is not, oh my god, easy choice. Screw you, hippie. God, this is a tough one. Anytime Rush Hour is on TV, I'll watch it. Anytime Rush Hour is on TV, I'll watch it. You never get to see Fight Club on TV. Nobody wants to air it for whatever reason. Fight Club is one of those awesome movies. Awesome, awesome movies. But like, just because I've seen Rush Hour so many times and how much I actually love the movie, I'm going to have to go with Rush Hour. Fight Club, also good movie. It definitely deserves a spot in the top 20. Hopefully we can get it up there at some point. Transformers, the first one, versus Sin City. I did not see Sin City, so we're going to have to next it. Shawshank Redemption versus Transformers. I'm sad to say I've only seen bits and pieces of Shawshank. I haven't seen the whole movie. But those little pieces that I have seen are a better movie than Transformers ever was or could be. I'll go Shawshank just based on the little bit that I've seen. Ocean's 13 versus The Lion King. I have not seen Ocean's 13. I'm going to have to skip it. Big Daddy versus The Lion King. The Lion King is one of those all-time classics. It's never going to die. It's always going to be a kid favorite. They'll always find a way to bring it back in some way, shape, or form. Big Daddy, we already voted on Big Daddy. Big Daddy is just awesome, especially the kid. For those of you who didn't know, that kid there is played by a set of twins, and that set of twins is the twins on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody on the Disney Channel. Just broke your brain a little bit there, didn't I? But this choice, Lion King versus Big Daddy, I'm going to go with Big Daddy. The Patriot versus One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I'm going to have to skip The Patriot because I have not seen it. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Like I said before, the Cuckoo's Nest book was better than the movie. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, obviously the weakest of the 4 Indiana Jones movies. However, it's still better than One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The Matrix versus Blade Runner. I have not seen Blade Runner. I'm going to have to skip it. Pretty Woman. I'm going to have to skip that too. Pulp Fiction versus The Matrix. The Matrix. Fast and the Furious versus Godfather Part 2. I have not seen Godfather Part 2. American Pie versus the Fast and the Furious. I've seen American Pie. Didn't catch into the whole frenzy that it had, but I did love Fast and the Furious. I'm going to go Fast and the Furious. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind versus Liar Liar. I have not seen Eternal Sunshine. Going to have to next that one. Comes up with The Green Mile. I have not seen The Green Mile. Going to have to skip that. Lost World Jurassic Park. Have not seen that. Going to have to skip it. Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is Indy, right? The Raiders of the Lost Ark. Whew. If this is the Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, I think this is Indy. I think. Unless there's something I'm missing, because this poster isn't cluing me in here. But Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Liar Liar, gotta go with Indy. Monty Python and the Holy Grail versus American Psycho. I've only seen Psycho once, and I've only seen Monty Python once. Both of them have their moments. I will go with the American Psycho as a whole is probably better than the bits and pieces of Monty Python that were funny. Team America World Police versus Air Force One. I've only seen Air Force one time, and that makes Team America go above that. We got iRobot versus The Illusionist. I did not see The Illusionist, so we're going to have to skip it. Spider-Man 3. I didn't like Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2. I did not bother seeing Spider-Man 3, so I'm going to have to skip that. Office Space versus iRobot. I'm going to go with Office Space here. Up next is Psycho. Hitchcock Psycho versus Training Day. I have not seen Training Day, so we're going to have to skip next. Psycho versus Hancock. Hancock, only saw it once in theaters. It was okay, not the greatest. Doesn't hold a candle to Psycho. Now we've got Raiders of the Lost Ark again. Okay, good. I made the right choice before. We'll end up making this our last pairing. Raiders of the Lost Ark versus Starship Troopers. I have not seen Starship Troopers. We're going to have to skip it to Charlie's Angels. I only saw Charlie's Angels once. Hated it. I had gotten dragged into the movie by my girlfriend. I did not like Charlie's Angels at all, and it definitely does not hold up against Raiders of the Lost Ark. That is it for this episode of Flickchart Fights. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you really like the video, please favorite or subscribe to my channel. I thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next episode.